Spottedleaf's Heart, Chapter 2. Spotted Kit, you have reached the age of 6 moons, and it is time for you to be apprentice. Spotted Kit was trembling so much she could hardly lift her head to look up at Sunstar. The leader's yellow eyes were warm as he gazed at her. From this day on, until you receive your warrior name, you will be known as Spotted Paw. Your mentor will be Thrushpelt. The rest of Sunstar's words were lost in a blur as Spotted Paw stared at the sandy gray fawn who stepped beside her. Thrushpelt bent his head to brush his muzzle against Spotted Paw's. He smelled of leaves and prey and the wild forest. "Can we go to the camp now?" Spotted Paw whispered. Thrushpelt purred, "In a minute, little one." Around them, their clanmates' voices echoed through the ravine. "Red Paw, Willow Paw, Spotted Paw." Spotted Paw's litter mates stood proudly beside her, their fur gleaming. Red Paw had been given Grumpy Halftail as his mentor, and Willow Paw was paired with Poppydon, who was a bit old but a brilliant hunter. Beyond them, Spotted Paw glimpsed the other apprentices, Frost Paw, Brindle Paw, and White Paw, who were shouting the new names the loudest, and Tiger Paw, who was standing a little way off and not shouting anything. Instead, he was glaring at the new apprentices as if they had put brambles in his nest. "Ignore him," Red Paw whispered in Spotted Paw's ear. "He's afraid we'll make him look bad when we learn everything faster than him." "Tiger Paw should be happy to have more apprentices," Willow Paw pointed out. "He and White Paw won't have to do all the duties now." Halftail padded up to them. "Enough chatter," he ordered. "Are you ready to see our territory, Red Paw?" "Absolutely!" squeaked Red Paw, bouncing on his toes. Then he looked embarrassed and mute. "Of course, Halftail. Lead the way." The dark brown Tom looked quizzically at him. "Well, I wasn't going to ask you to lead." "We'll join you," said Thistleclaw, his tail twitching with amusement at the excited looks on the 3 new apprentices' faces. Tiger Paw glowered, but said nothing. Willow Paw widened her eyes at Spotted Paw, and Spotted Paw purred back. She didn't care who came, she just wanted to see outside the ravine. Green, so much green. Leaves, branches, trunks, ferns, and grass, and so many scents. Thrushpelt tried to point out the differences between squirrel, mouse, blackbird, and pigeon, but even though Spotted Paw had encountered all of these on the fresh kill pile, they smelled new and strange against the background of trees and undergrowth. Tiger Paw bounded ahead, giving a running commentary. "This is Tree Cut Place. 2 legs cut down the trees here. I don't know why." Spotted Paw sniffed the pine-tinged air. The ground was soft and prickly with the needles, and there was hardly any trace of prey. Her legs were aching, and her paws stung. She hadn't realized the territory was so huge. How had the border patrols managed to get around so fast? Thrushpelt stopped to renew his scent marker, and Thistleclaw slowed until he was walking alongside Spotted Paw. "How are you doing?" he meowed. "Okay," Spotted Paw puffed. "It's bigger than I thought." Thistleclaw purred. "It won't seem so far once you've been on a few patrols. Can you see that fence over there?" Spotted Paw peered between the trunks. The trees stopped beside a line of dark green grass, edged with a long stretch of pale wood. "Did ThunderClan make that?" "No, 2 Legs did. They lived behind that fence in 2 Leg Place. Watch out for kitty pets crossing the border. They're too fat and useless to steal any prey, but they like to cause trouble." Spotted Paw let her hackles rise and sank her claws into the pine needles. "I'll chase them out," she growled. "Sneaky trespassers. They need to learn that this is ThunderClan's territory, not theirs." Thistleclaw cuffed her gently around the ear. "You'll make an excellent warrior with that attitude." "Not without learning how to hunt and defend herself," Thrushpelt put in, joining them at a trot. "You're looking tired, Spotted Paw. Do you want to go back?" Spotted Paw lifted her head. "No way! Can I see the Thunder Path now?" She noticed Thistleclaw exchange a glance with Thrushpelt over her head. "You'll have your paws full with this one," Thistleclaw commented. Thrushpelt flicked the tip of his tail. "Nothing I can't handle," he meowed. "We'll finish patrolling the territory on our own, thanks. I don't want to keep Tiger Paw from his training." Thistleclaw dipped his head. No chance of that. Tigerpaw's the keenest apprentice I've ever seen. Wait until you see how keen I can be, Spottedpaw thought, as she watched the two cats head back to the camp. I'm going to work harder than any cat to become a warrior. Thrushpelt, you and Spottedpaw can join Adderfang's hunting patrol with Thistleclaw and Tigerpaw. Toddy Spots nodded to the cats gathered in front of him. I expect a full fresh kill pile by sun-high. Spottedpaw bounced on her toes. Yes! Now she could show Thistleclaw her hunter's crouch. She pressed her front paws into the ground and stretched out her back until her tail curled. Thrushpelt had made her practice her crouch over and over again for the last half moon, and she was confident she could catch anything, even a badger, by now. She followed her mentor through the gorse tunnel, screwing up her eyes as the thorns sprang back at her. Thistleclaw was just behind her. I haven't seen you on a hunting patrol for a while, he commented as they scrambled up the ravine side by side. Thrushpelt wanted me to get my technique right first, Spottedpaw explained, puffing slightly. Your hunting skills look good enough to me before your apprentice ceremony, Thistleclaw meowed. Spottedpaw felt warm under her fur. Before she could reply, Thrushpelt called to her. Stick close to me, please. I'll tell you which sets are worth following. Spottedpaw glanced at Thistleclaw and saw him roll his eyes. I don't think there's anything wrong with your nose either, the gray and white warrior whispered. Swallowing a purr of laughter, Spottedpaw joined her mentor as he fell in behind Adderfang. She could hear Tigerpaw's heavy footsteps alongside Thistleclaw. If he kept stomping like that, all the prey would be in WindClan before they had a chance to get close. They headed for the river through sun-warmed ferns that tickled at Spottedpaw's back. Adderfang picked up the first scent, a powerful waft of river vole, which sent him bounding toward the gray bulk of sunning rocks. Thrushpelt paused to sniff the air. Pigeon over there, he hissed, nodding at a thicket bent double under the weight of starry white elderflowers. Spottedpaw started to move forward, but Thrushpelt stopped her with his tail on her shoulder. I'll take it, he told her, and stalked away nose close to the ground. Thistleclaw padded up to Spottedpaw. I just saw a squirrel go up that trunk, he meowed, gesturing with his muzzle toward a pine tree. Do you want to follow it? Spottedpaw blinked. I haven't really practiced climbing trees yet. Only once, and Thrushpelt said I wasn't very good. The gray and white warrior twitched one ear. You'll be fine. Take it steady. Make sure your claws have a good hold on the bark. And don't look down. Go on. I'll be here watching you. Spottedpaw glanced around. Thrushpelt had vanished beneath the elderflower bush, and Tigerpaw was pushing his way into a clump of ferns. Thistleclaw gave her a gentle nudge. You're not scared, are you? He teased. Of course not. Spottedpaw crouched down and sprang out of the lowest branch. It swayed under her weight, and she scrambled up to the next one before she could change her mind. Something gray and fluffy whisked around the trunk above her, and she caught the faint scent of squirrel. That's it, you're nearly there, Thistleclaw called from below. Spottedpaw risked a glance down, then wished she hadn't. The warrior looked tiny from up here, and the forest swam dizzyingly around her. She sank her hind claws more deeply into the branch and stretched up for the next one. It was out of reach by half a fox length, so she wouldn't have to haul herself up the bare trunk. Spottedpaw took a deep breath and wiggled her front paws until her claws snagged into the bark. She pushed upward with her haunches and felt her hind claws scrabble in thin air. Before she could plant them on the trunk, a voice came underneath the tree. What in the name of StarClan are you doing up there? Come back at once. Spottedpaw twisted her head to look down, which loosened her grip on the bark. There was a sharp tearing sensation as her front paused, and suddenly she was bounding down the tree, banging her shoulder against the lower branches. The grass zoomed up to meet her in a green blur. Then everything went black. She opened her eyes to see Thrushpelt peering down at her. Spottedpaw, are you all right? She tried to nod, but a searing pain in her shoulder made her gasp out loud. Where does it hurt? Demanded Adderfang, appearing beside Thrushpelt. Spottedpaw's father looked horrified. Thistleclaw's face joined them. That was quite a tumble, he meowed. Spotted Paw struggled to sit up and get some air into her chest. The forest whirled around her, so she leaned back against a tree to wait for the dizziness to pass. Tigerpaw has gone to fetch Featherwhisker, Thrushpelt told her. Keep still. He pushed a ball of moss soaked with water toward her. Thistleclaw brought this from the river. Spotted Paw bent down and sucked at the moss. The pain in her shoulder was like a bolt of lightning every time she moved. There was a strange roaring sound in her ears, and she felt sick. Am I going to be okay? She whimpered. You'll be fine, meowed a brisk voice. Featherwhisker's soft gray head pushed between the warriors, and he studied her with concern in his eyes. How far did you fall? She was trying to catch the third branch, mewed Thrushpelt. He glared at Thistleclaw. She should never have been up in a tree in the first place. She's barely learned the hunting crouch. Then you are training her too slowly, Thistleclaw retorted. Tigerpaw was climbing trees after quarter moon. This isn't the time for comparing training methods. Featherwhisker meowed as he gently pressed his paw along Spotted Paw's flank. Come on, let's get this apprentice back to the camp. With Adderfang taking almost all her weight on her uninjured side, Spotted Paw hobbled along the path, trying not to whimper out loud. Swiftbreeze bounded over as Spotted Paw scrabbled through the gorse tunnel on her belly. Great Star Clan, what happened? Spotted Paw, are you all right? Thistleclaw sent her up a tree after a squirrel. Adderfang meowed. It wasn't Thistleclaw's fault, Spotted Paw protested. It was an accident, Featherwhisker mewed. Let's get you into my den so we can have something to help with that pain. Swiftbreeze took Adderfang's place, and Spotted Paw breathed in her mother's scent. Every part of her body was aching, even her ears and her teeth. She staggered through the ferns and flopped onto the soft grass beside Featherwhisker's rock cliff den. Goosefeather, the nesting cat who had trained Featherwhisker, was dozing in his nest. He briefly looked up at the new arrivals, then lay down again with a grunt. Thrushpelt poked his face through the bracken. I'll come and see how you are later, Spotted Paw. Don't worry about your duties. The other apprentices can take care of them. Just focus on getting better. Spotted Paw blinked. Thanks, Thrushpelt. She pressed her cheek into the grass and closed her eyes. She felt Swiftbreeze fussing around her, puffs of warm air coming from her muzzle as she sniffed along Spotted Paw's body. Featherwhisker emerged from his den, trailing by Herbie's scents. Eat this, he urged, pressing something slimy and strong-smelling against Spotted Paw's mouth. Without opening her eyes, she swallowed it down. It tasted bitter, but not unpleasant. That's comfrey, to help with the swelling, and half a poppy seed to help you sleep. Featherwhisker ran his paw over Spotted Paw's head. Lie still. You've taken a nasty knock today, but you'll feel better soon. Will she still be able to train? Swiftbreeze asked. Spotted Paw opened her eyes with a jolt. I can't let an injury stop me from training. Featherwhisker rearranged Spotted Paw's wounded leg so that it was tucked under her more comfortably. We need to give her a chance to recover first. I'm pretty sure nothing's broken, but let's wait and see how she gets on. Spotted Paw fought against the waves of blackness that swelled behind her eyes, dragging her to sleep. Oh, Star Clan, please let me get better. I promise I won't do anything stupid again.